Hey folks, in today's short video blog, I'm going to share with you the keys in terms of how to get other people to love you. This is Kute, Blackson, nationally best-selling author of You Are the One. So how do you get other people to love you? How do you get them to like you? How do you get them to validate you? The more time and energy you spend trying to get other people to love you, focusing your energy on being a certain way and thinking, who do I need to be in order for people to love me, to manipulate, to control, all the energy that you put out into trying to get someone out there to give you love in here, to get love, only disempowers you and causes you suffering. Realize that you don't have the power to make other people love you. And the more time you spend trying to make other people love you, the more unlovable, the more disempowered you will become, the more you will suffer. Your job isn't to spend your time and energy contorting yourself, trying to be someone that you think people need to be so that you are more lovable. Your job is not to contort yourself into a certain shape and please people and betray yourself so that other people love you. This only creates pain and suffering inside. And even when you end up being someone that you're not, and putting on a mask and a face and a personality and being who you think, becoming a chameleon, right? And being who you think other people want you to be, even when they love you for being that, deep down inside, isn't there a feeling of emptiness? Isn't there a feeling of dissatisfaction? Because deep down, you know that the version of you that they're loving isn't the real version of you anyway. It's not who you are. So what they're loving isn't who you are because you're not being who you are. So even the love that they end up giving you by being who you thought you needed to be doesn't feel authentic, doesn't feel real. And in that instance, it's hard to let it in. It's hard to truly accept the love that they're giving because it's not real, because you're not being real in that moment. Your job is not to make other people love you. Your job is to be the most authentic version of yourself. And who are you really? Sometimes the fear is, if I am who I truly am, if I dare to be my authentic self, express myself, be myself, speak my truth, then you won't love me. If you know who I really am, then you won't love me. Maybe who I am is not enough. My friend, realize that the greatest gift you can give the world is not being someone else. The greatest gift you can give the world is not simply what you do. The greatest gift that you can give the world is simply being the most genuine, real, authentic expression of yourself possible, because there is not another person like you on the planet right now, with your mindset, with your body, with your insight, with your history, with your past. You are a unique expression and emanation of life, of the divine. There is no one that's ever been like you. You are unique, and so you being yourself is the gift you give those around you. And so by being who you are, if you lose people, by being who you are, if people ridicule you and don't understand you, by being who you are, if you lose people from your life, chances are the people that you lose, the people that stop loving you, didn't really love you in the first place. If you lose people, all you're losing is those that aren't truly aligned with your most authentic self anyway. And the friends that you lose, the people that you lose, you are now just making space. You are now just clearing the way, making space so that you can attract people into your life that see who you are, that love who you are, that get who you are, that accept who you are. The quickest way to find out who your friends are is to dare to be yourself. Yes, you will lose people, but the people that you lose probably weren't truly your authentic friends in the first place. If you end up living a lie in order to get people to love you, the sad thing is you will end up having to perpetuate and live that lie for the rest of your life, for the rest of your relationship, in order to get the love that you think they're giving you. What they're giving you isn't truly love. When you trade who you are for love, it is a transaction. It is a trade. There is never any true fulfillment and peace there. So who are you? who are you really? What would you say if you didn't need to say what you thought other people wanted to hear? And what would you do if you didn't need to do what you thought other people wanted you to do? And who would you be if you didn't need to be who and what you thought other people wanted you to be? By you being your most authentic self, by you opening up and daring to be vulnerable, because it is sometimes vulnerable being who you are. Sometimes it's easier not being who you are, because by not being who you are, you can hide. And when you can hide, and by not being who you are, there's always a certain protective mechanism, because then if you get rejected, or if people don't like who you are, there's always the rationalization, well, I'm not being who I really am anyway. So sometimes not being who we truly are is a way we protect ourselves from getting deeply rejected, because by being who you are, if you're rejected in that moment, there is a deeper vulnerability. So who are you really? My invitation is that you dare to give that gift to the world. That you dare to be what you were born to be. That you dare to be who you are and open to the vulnerability of allowing people to truly see you, feel you, know you, and love you for who you are. Because ultimately, regardless, who you are is enough. And you see, other people's opinions of you really reflects more about them than it does about you anyway. So even when people reject you, even when people don't love you, it's not you that they're not loving. People are often seeing you through the filter of their own perception, projection, and conditioning. People are projecting onto you based on their own past, based on their own programming. Many times the you that they're rejecting isn't really you anyway. So ultimately, it's not personal. It's not personal. The greatest gift you can be, the greatest gift you can give the world is being yourself. Are you being yourself? The greatest freedom you get to experience as a human being is to be yourself. And it takes great courage to grow up and be who you really are in a world that is constantly conditioning you to be someone else. So realize all the times that you have betrayed yourself to get love, all the times you have sold yourself out to get someone to love you, to make someone love you. You can't make anyone love you. The thing is, often people aren't even loving themselves, and if they're not loving themselves, we're trying to get people that aren't loving themselves to love us. This is a never-ending trap. This is a dead-end path. Realize that what is yours will be yours, and who is not yours will not be yours. And by betraying yourself in order to get love and make someone yours doesn't truly make them yours. Be who you are. And when you dare to be who you are, you access a power, you access an energy, you access a vitality, you access an aliveness. In that moment, you become the gift. My friends, dare to be who you are. You don't have the power to make anyone love you, but you have the power to love yourself. And by loving yourself, you come into a state of deep acceptance and deep grace. And when you live in a state of deep acceptance and deep grace and deep peace within yourself, you emit and you transmit a spaciousness. You emit and transmit a confidence. You emit and transmit a sense of self-acceptance that is a fragrance that becomes incredibly attractive. You are love itself. You don't have to get anyone to love you. You are love itself. And as you recognize that you are love itself and you walk in the knowing of the love that you are, you will find people around you naturally, innately, magnetically gravitating towards you, wanting to love you for who you are. Love now. If you enjoyed this short video, folks, please do share it with friends in your life. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel right here. Also follow me on Instagram, and definitely enter your name in your email so that you can receive weekly updates about my live events and announcements. Much love.